Welcome to the Caregivers Coaching Corner. I'm Dementia Coach Diane, and this is part 2 of the importance of creating routines and structures for our loved ones who are living with dementia. Now, in the first video, I talked about why it's so important, and I know for myself, with my husband who's living with Lewy body dementia, if we didn't have routines and structures in place, it would be chaos. And it actually ends up reducing stress for both Ben and for myself. But it took a little while for us to find the processes and the structures that worked best for us. So in this video, I'm going to give you what I would call an ideal flow for the day and the different kinds of activities that really benefit from routine and structure. And then in the next video, I'm actually going to share our reality, because it's not exactly what I would call an ideal flow, but it works for us. But let's think about, again, the different times of day where a routine is going to be helpful, because these are things that, I used to take for granted. I mean, I didn't used to think about when we were getting up or what time we'd have meals, because Ben and I lived a very independent lifestyle. He worked as a musician and worked at night. I worked in a corporate job. So, we would be doing things at all different times of the day. That's not true anymore. So again, for our loved ones who are going through cognitive changes, they have a lot of incoming stimuli that they have to process. And if we can help to minimize that while still helping them to maintain their independence, it's going to end up being better for both of you. So morning routines, you want to try to start the day with some stability. If necessary, wake your loved one up at the same time every day. Keep their morning steps in the same order. Maybe you help them with the bathroom, then washing their face, brushing their teeth, getting dressed, and then breakfast. And you might want to lay their clothes out in the order in which they need to put them on. And as tempting as it can be to do it for them, we want to try to find that balance between helping them without doing it for them. Mealtime routines, so important, because you want to support, of course, both nutrition and hydration. You want to serve meals at consistent times if you can, and in the same location to reinforce familiarity. Use the same placemat, dishes, or utensils for their comfort. This is a big one for us, I know. Offer one food choice at a time to kind of prevent the feeling of overwhelm. And, you might want to play some soft music to create a calm environment. Then think about the activities. And again, if you can create some routines around activities to keep them engaged, you might want to plan some light physical activity in the morning, like walking or stretching, and then schedule any hobbies or tasks that they enjoy at the same time daily, like folding laundry or gardening or simple crafts. I think it's really important that you avoid overstimulation. I mean, even if they really love doing something in the past, they might be a little confused with the steps involved now. So, try to keep the time short, maybe in the activities very simple, so that they can still engage in those activities without getting frustrated. And then I find that it's really important, if we've done an activity, to build in some quiet or some downtime afterwards. Bathroom routines to prevent accidents. If you can, help them, or at least point out or ask them if they need to use the bathroom at regular intervals, like after meals or before bed. You might need to post some visual cues to show them where the bathroom is, like a sign on the door or reminders near the toilet. And of course, you might need to consider adaptive clothing for easier dressing and undressing. And then evening and bedtime routines really do help them sleep better. I do this for sure. I start to dim, the lights, and I reduce noise in the evening. And you want to encourage relaxing activities, of course, before bed, like soft music or reading or a warm bath. And once again, try to keep their bedtime and their wake up times consistent, even on the weekends. So that's an ideal flow. You know, bottom line is you want to keep the routines simple and flexible because, of course, even though we do have routines, like not every day goes as planned, of course, but if you have something that you can return to, then it's going to create that sense of calm and stability for both of you. And I know for myself that Ben takes most of his cues from me, so I try to stay calm no matter what happens. If we're not actually in crisis, then, and there is no emergency, then the calmer that I am, the calmer he is, the better I can think more clearly and direct him to the next best step. But I will share in the next video, what our day is like, because this, that I routine that I just shared with you is what I would say an ideal. So start with the ideal and then find out what works best for you. But to the degree that you can keep it consistent and keep it familiar, it's going to help your loved one and it's going to help you. And please, again, share in the comments, what you have found that really works in terms of routines and structure. Thanks.